Hundreds gathered in Atlanta to honor the victims from the mass shooting in Colorado Springs.
Well, the focus tonight was on the loss of life at Club Q. That was the name of the LGBTQ bar that was targeted in Colorado Springs. But we've seen recent threats to gay bars here in the metro. Atlanta News First, Patrick Quinn spoke one-on-one today with Atlanta's chief of police. And Patrick, now the city is ramping up efforts to protect Atlanta's community.
They really are, and we will get to that. For we watched a very poignant vigil right inside these doors here at City Hall tonight as hundreds, they honored those killed roughly 1,300 miles away. But that tragedy did not happen in a vacuum, and recent threats to LGBTQ bars here have proven that. Those city officials tonight, they stressed they're working to keep the evil out.
Candles lit inside Atlanta City Hall, moments of mourning to reel and reflect. Hundreds in Georgia remembering the 5 lives lost in Colorado Springs. In the crowd, Joshua England.
This is a human rights issue. This is not just an LGBTQ issue. This is a human rights issue. And I'm just glad that the city of Atlanta has an interest in wanting to protect all types of people.
We heard song, poetry, and stories in honor of Kelly Loving, Ashley Powell, Derek Rump, Raymond Green Vance, and Daniel Aston.
When our community is wounded in Colorado, Atlanta acts here.
Atlanta Chief of Police Darren Shearbaum and local lawmakers among those standing in solidarity with the Colorado community. But Atlanta has recently seen its own threats. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, Atlanta PD arrested this man, Chase Staub, for making a series of online threats to multiple LGBTQ bars. Shearbaum told me his Instagram posts warranted fast action by APD.
Anytime a weapon is even alluded to, we're concerned. We've seen a lot of gun violence across the region, and it's highly concerning. And we saw what damage could be done in Colorado Springs with a firearm so quickly.
Chief Shearbaum told me they've increased patrols at gay bars in Atlanta since the Colorado Springs shooting. And they'll soon hold an active shooter training tailored specifically to protecting LGBTQ nightclubs, where if faced with an active shooter, attendees will be taught to do one of 3 things: evacuate, create a safe location inside, or if you can, confront the shooter.
To actually attack or engage the individual that's causing harm, and you saw that in Colorado Springs. It was someone that was inside that was able to stop the attack, and that is actually part of active shooter training.
And Chief Shearbaum told me they're still working on the logistics of that active shooter training. We'll pass it on as soon as we learn it. It cannot be overlooked, though, that this event took place inside City Hall. The municipality, the city of Atlanta, taking a stance on this issue on the same night that we're seeing federal lawmakers also address the protections of the LGBTQ community. Live tonight in Atlanta, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
Patrick.